You know, I once heard that if a title contains a question, that question can most often be answered with no. Anyways, should you watch Naruto? Yes, you should. At least the first part of it. So, this is my review of Naruto, and it contains spoilers, so be warned. And I will be going in roughly the order I remember. So, the best overall experience throughout a series in Naruto animated series is the original Naruto series. Like there are three series that I've watched: Naruto, Naruto Shippuden, Boruto. I will get to them individually, one by one. I will go one by one. By the way, I watched the dub. It has a lot of cringe. So starting from the first series, I've tried to watch it twice. First time I've started it and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to watch this. Then when got it recommended enough, I started it again. But this time I had rough idea of what happens, like the tailed beast and other stuff. I knew roughly what was in it, not what's going to happen. I knew the character names and roughly some parts of the story. So I started it. The first series, all 200 episodes of it, are mostly fine. Like it starts with main character Naruto getting bullied and committing a crime, and after committing a crime, he passes the the academy, becomes a genin, makes up Team 7, the 7th team. Then he goes on a few missions. One of them, he goes to a making a bridge, after which sets up the two main quote unquote characters pretty well. And then after that, I'm skipping a bit. Like, I watched most of the fillers as well. So after that, Junin exam happens, which is possibly one of the best early arcs. Like, it's great. But then we get to meet we get to meet Jiraiya, one of the Sani legendary characters in the stories. It's a good character, I like. But after that, the tuning exam finishes, where we get to see one of the tail beasts, the first one tail. So that's pretty good arc, works. But after that, we get to see the main villain for the latter half of the Naruto first series and the first part of Shippuden. So we get to see the Akatsuki, a few of its members. Itachi, a great character, and Sasuke, the second main character, gets his ass whooped, gets an inferiority complex, and then runs away with a criminal, also a part of the Sannin. And then we get a we get a great battle between Naruto, the main character, and Sasuke, the second main character, fighting one another. So after that, there's a 2 year time skip. Okay. So then, after the time skip, we get back in the next series, Naruto Shippuden, whatever you call it. It starts with main character Naruto arriving and then showing his face, and then right after, another character that I have not mentioned, Gara, the guy who's fighting Rock Lee in the tuning exams, I haven't mentioned that yet, but anyways, after Naruto just arrived, Gaara, who is the Jinchuriki, basically the host of the One Tails, gets captured by the Akatsuki, who are gathering all the tailed beasts. Like Naruto and the team goes after to him to save him, and then they do. They save him, and in the process get a tip on the location of Sasuke, I think. Well, they get a tip and they go to the place where they were supposed, where the tip is. A person provides them with the tip. Anyways, he goes there and gets attacked by Orochimaru. But Naruto pulls out the four-tailed version of the Ninetales and beats Orochimaru's ass. He whoops him. And then gets scared that he's so strong and harming his friends that he gets the Rasen Shuriken, new technique, very powerful, and then beats two other members of the Akatsuki. They're getting whittled down, but we got to we have already met Sasuke in this new series in the previous arc, so we cut to him chasing his brother Itachi and then fighting him. It's a good fight, would recommend. This whole series, if you do not watch the fillers, it sucks. Do not watch the fillers. I was cursed and I did not know what filler was, and got blasted. Anyways, he beats his brother, and at the same time, Jiraiya, a good fun character, the character I mentioned, finds Pain and fights him. Gets his ass beat and dies. After that, Naruto starts training for Sage mode, learns Sage mode, and then he starts fighting Pain, the leader of the Akatsuki. Long story short, the village here in the leaves, place where the main character Naruto lives, gets flattened, and then Naruto beats Pain's ass by using eight-tailed form of Ninetales. The creature, beast, isn't called Ninetales, but the amount of power or chakra you use is represented by the number of tails that you have. So it goes from one tail, two tail, three tail, and then four tail it changes, and then four tail to six tail it changes again, and then six tail to eight tails where it changes even more, and after eight tails you just become the nine tails. But anyways, after beating Pain, we cut to all the Hokages, the leader of the villages, the separate villages, meeting into one place, the Five Kage Summit, and then the main villain of this part of the series, Obito, or otherwise known as Madara, hits the summit and declares war, and at the same time Sasuke, the second main character, is also invading summit to kill the Hokage or Danzo, to kill him. Then after that there's an alliance started, the five village nation alliance, to fight Madara in the war, the fourth Shinobi War. There have been three of them before this one. But anyways, the war starts, and Obito, with an army of white Zetsu, basically clone of the first Hokage, Hashirama, fights the 80,000 people, and with an ally, Kabuto, a servant of Orochimaru, who is dead at this point, fights alongside him by reincarnating of all most of the villains that have been fought up to this point. Most important people, most of the important people. So th- we see a whole lot of this covers like 300 episodes, like 300 episodes. It's almost as long as the Land of Wano arc. Anyways, we see them fight a lot of shinobis, but then we see Obito, who is posing as Madara, fight uh, Naruto in this Nine Tails form, and then getting beat, getting beat, and Naruto getting an upgrade because of this pattern. And then Madara, the real guy, is reincarnated in the same way as everyone else and is half alive. So he starts beating ass, and then the Ten Tails is revived, and then Obito becomes the Ten Tails Jinchuriki or host, and then gets beat, gets his ass whooped, and then Madara controls his body to revive himself fully, like full flesh and blood, and then Madara becomes the Ten Tails Jinchuriki, and then the worst part of the entire story happens when the aliens, yes, they're aliens, by the name of Otsutsuki. This story contains fucking aliens. It's a ninja story that has aliens. God forbid. So, anyways, it gets they get summoned. By the way, this entire series has a problem with writing women, like makes them useless throughout the series. The only useful, for lack of a better word, is a female character we see like 3-4 times at most, and it has in the first part Naruto, the series has 13 people, important people, side characters which who have importance, like 13 to 14 characters, and then as soon as Shippuden starts, they just throw all that world building out the window, and there are only three main characters, four main characters left, more important characters who get any world building, any characterization, and after which they start the worst series of all time, Boruto. This shit sucks. It's just disgusting. They made the main character useless, like the previous series main character. There's a new main character in the series, okay? It's a second series, not fully canon, not fully non-canon, whatever you want to call it. But as far as I understand it, the original creator of Naruto is not involved in this series creation. So do with that information what you will. But this series is okay until the main character from the last series, Naruto, gets his power nerfed. Like, gets absolutely nerfed. Poof! Gone, evaporates his power. And his power source dies, the Nine Tails. And after that, the whole series kinda sucks. But I still watched it, so you can tell, you can judge me however you want from that information. But I think you should watch Naruto till Shippuden, and if you want to watch Boruto, watch it till Naruto loses his power. Do not watch it after that. It's just bad. And actually, don't don't watch it. It's not worth watching. There are two good things throughout the series, like the comedy stays good, and the action stays good. The story kind of gets thrown out the window. So, yeah. Not fully thrown out the window, it gets a bit plot holy. It makes a little less sense. When I was watching it, I was paying full attention to the stories. But hey, that's about it for me.